Hey guys, welcome to our live. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Shiloh Spoo. This is Vanessa Jones. Thank you so much for joining us. We want to just give a big shout out to all of our GlasWeld friends and people working in auto glass repair all around the world. I'll say something real quick in Spanish. Bienvenidos, gracias por acompañarnos. And we're happy to be with you today to talk to you about the importance of resin and to educate you on some things about resin. But before we do that, I want to introduce Vanessa. Vanessa, welcome.
Hi, glad to be here.
We're happy to have you here. Maybe you can tell everybody just a little bit about what you do here at GlasWeld for those in our audience that maybe don't know you yet.
Yeah, I am an account executive here at GlasWeld, so basically a sales rep for the entire West Coast. And yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah. So so Vanessa's been with us for what, 3 or 4 months now? Two? Oh, that seems like longer than that. All right. She's doing a great job. So maybe some of you guys have talked to her on the phone and worked with her. Again, let us know you're joining us. Say hello. Hey, Tim. Hey, Facebook user. There's some Facebook users on there that don't say your names. Let us know where you're from, where you're joining from. Vanessa, tell me a little bit about what do you enjoy about sales and working with people in the auto glass industry? Anything come to mind?
Yeah, I think just connecting with different people all day, every day, and possibly introducing them to opportunities they might not have ever heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
That part's pretty fun.
Cool. Yeah, you talk to a lot of small business owners, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like people like out there
all the
hustling, making
totally.
a living for themselves and for their family.
And people just getting into the industry in general. I think that's one of my favorites.
Cool. Yeah, it's really exciting to kind of like help people to understand a new a new opportunity, like you were saying, and be able to grow their business. Mm-hmm. Raul, good to see you, buddy. Great to have you with us. I think we're gonna see you probably in Virginia, Raul, I'm guessing. Hopefully we will anyways. Yeah, thanks for joining us, you guys. So today we're gonna talk about resin. Let us know that you're with us and say hello. We have some really exciting stuff coming. If you guys are paying attention to our Facebook stuff and our YouTube, basically all of our social media, Instagram, et cetera, TikTok. Vanessa's helping us with TikTok. If you're paying attention to that, you've noticed that we've started kind of like a barrage of things. And it was about a 3 or 4 month period where we were kind of quiet, but we've been working on a lot behind the scenes. So you're about to start seeing those things hit. Last month, we launched some brand new products for headlight restoration that are game changers. We believe that are just completely make the process so much faster and easier and better. But we've historically dedicated August to focus on resin and an understanding of resin, because resin is so important when it comes to the windshield repair process. And a lot of people just don't know all the details behind that. And so we want to educate you, especially because the majority of you that might be watching this video are working with your customers every day. And we want you to be able to distinguish yourself, right? When you talk to your customers, you talk to your potential accounts, to know and explain why what you do is possibly better than your competitors as well. So again, thanks for joining us. Say hello if you're joining us and let us know where you're from. We really appreciate hearing from everybody. So August is Resin Awareness Month, as we mentioned. So in celebration of GlasWeld Resin, we are doing a month-long sale on all of our repair resins, regardless of type or tint. They're all $10 off through the end of August. So take advantage of that. A lot of people will stock up in the month of August for several months, just to kind of take advantage of that introductory pricing. We do that just so we can kind of like bring people's attention to the importance of resin and how that matters to your repairs and how that matters to your customers. We're going to talk to you today about the importance of quality resin, understanding what makes a quality resin, and also how you can leverage using GlasWeld resin to make more money for your business, to distinguish yourself, to garner more accounts, to charge a higher price, all of those things. And we have something really exciting coming within like a week or so. So do not miss that. There is some brand new stuff coming on resin technology that we're just going to tease a little bit today. But we're going to use this live as a foundation to talk about resin quality. Okay, so we're going to jump into the first category here. We got 4 things we're going to cover today that matter with windshield repair. and specifically to resin. 4 different qualities that are essential to a high quality resin. All right, the first and foremost is safety. And so we can talk about this because, for those of you who do auto glass repair, whether you're a detailer or an auto glass guy, you're doing replacement or repair, you already know that the reasons why somebody comes to get their windshield replaced is because there's a crack in it and their windshield at that point is not really safe if they were to get into an accident. We know that you care about your customers' safety. We know you care about your family's safety. And this is where resin comes in. The safety of the windshield repair resin you use matters. There's a lot of products out there on the interwebs that are unproven and untested for windshield repair. And so a couple of years ago, we did some independent testing where we sent out samples to an independent lab, and they tested a bunch of different resins on the market and found that a lot of them were really, really weak when it came to tensile strength. So that means that if they get hit and the glass breaks, that the bond is just not there to hold, which is crucial. I mean, that's what the whole repair process is about restoring the structural integrity of the windshield. So a poor resin means potentially an unsafe repair. A great resin means a very safe repair. Vanessa, when you talk to customers and all, like what stands out to you when it comes to safety and windshield repair resin? Is there any points that you'd like to share?
I think just being able to have the reputation of GlasWeld behind the service that you're selling, essentially. Everyone wants to provide their customers with the best and the safest repairs, and really our resins are the way to do that.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And there's, it's really easy for people to say all kinds of stuff, right? But, we've done more than just say it. We've backed it up with independent testing at an independent lab to show and demonstrate. So that we're going to share more of that testing data with you this month. If don't already have it, we have some marketing materials that you can also use to share with your customers, with your local insurance agents, on your social media, that if you're using GlasWeld resin, this is why. And it all comes down to safety. Everyone wants a repair that's not going to crack out and that is going to hold. And GlasWeld resin is proven to be more effective at that, according to these independent lab tests that have been done. One kind of technical note on that before we go on to the next category is that a windshield provides about 45% of the structural integrity in a front-end collision and 65% in rollovers. So the resin you choose to put in that crack is going to impact how much of that structural integrity is restored and how much is not. So that's why, using a quality resin really matters. Being able to explain this to your customers and to your accounts makes a difference, right? Because if you're $10 more than the next guy down the street, we're going to get into that. Let me hold off on that one. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go to the next one, Vanessa. All right, so clarity. I'll let you kick this one off. What do you think? Why does clarity matter when it comes to windshield repair? Maybe you can kind of explain that for us.
Yeah, I think that a big motivation for getting your windshield repaired is the aesthetic view of it. With our resins, we have different tints and all different kinds. And basically, you can get a very meticulous repair, where with a lot of other companies, there's just one kind. And with ours, for different kinds of chips and different lengths of cracks, there's all different options for you to really get down to the details of what will make that repair as close to perfect as possible.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a really good point. And Vanessa alluded to this, when we're looking at a windshield repair, because she's right. What customers care about, probably secondarily to safety, is like, how does it look, right? The thing that is most prevalent in most poor quality windshield repairs is a lot of light reflection and light refraction. So in other words, it looks shiny, right? Like your eye picks up this sparkle effect, and so that's where the tinted resins come in, and they have that ability to hide or disguise that fiber optic effect in a windshield repair. So regardless of which GlasWeld resin you choose, amber and gray are the most popular because they're really effective at that. Either one of those options is going to give you a better looking repair than with clear resin. If you haven't tried the tinted resins, once you try them, you're not going to go back, I promise. I totally get it if you're used to using clear and that's what you're comfortable with, but if you try tinted resins, you will not go back because the difference is really tangible. But clarity is not just about how a repair looks the day you finish it, is it? Vanessa, like what else could happen with a poor quality resin, 2 years down the road?
Yellowing. It could just not hold up in general. That kind of touches on the safety aspect of it again, but overall, the higher quality, the longer lasting repair, the better it's going to look, and for longer.
For sure. Yeah, we did some, as part of that independent lab testing and in-house too, we've done some testing with what we call a weatherometer, or accelerated weathering machine. And it's actually shocking when you look at some of the resins out there on the market that if we accelerate the weathering process for say 6 months, they do what Vanessa alluded to, chalking or yellowing. Yellowing just means obviously they turn yellow, which is ugly. Chalking is actually, like, believe it or not, they actually turn white and they look chalky. Some of them will shrink or crack. They get these little cracks in the middle of them. So it's not just how your repair looks when you finish it. Clarity also means that repair should look that way 3 years from now, 5 years from now. It shouldn't change. It shouldn't turn yellow over time. A good windshield repair resin will look the same for a decade or more. And that's what we should expect with a quality windshield repair. And GlasWeld resins are guaranteed to not yellow, to not chalk over time. And that's a really big deal when it comes to happy customers. Raul has a good point about gray for Japanese and Korean vehicles. Yeah, so we have amber. So different types of glass have a different tint, and we have some exciting stuff coming on. I'll wait to get to the end on. But so that kind of covers the topic of clarity. So tinted resins help to reduce the fiber optic effect and to sort of match those different tints of glass. But then, of course, you've got that fundamental longevity that you get from GlasWeld resins, where they won't, yellow or crack or chalk over time. So that leads us into the next one, which is kind of connected with clarity, which is longevity. We basically already covered this, so we can cover it real quickly. I apologize. I'm bouncing around a little bit here. So talk to us about longevity. Why does longevity matter with a windshield repair?
Well, I think that one thing that I've seen a lot is it can get a consistent customer base for you. You know what I mean? If you do one repair and it lasts 3 years, next time they need a rock chip repaired, absolutely, they're going to come to you because this one lasted forever. And so why wouldn't they? Mm-hmm. And I think that's important.
Yeah, reputation matters, right? Mm-hmm, and that kind of stuff adds up over time.
And it's also a good way to get your name out there.
100%. Yeah, great. We got a question here. I'm going to answer this question real quick. This is a really good question, and a really common one with GlasWeld resin. Sometimes people look at the resins that we offer and they go like, oh, there's amber and there's clear and there's gray. Like, how do I choose? First off, let me just take the anxiety out of it. You can't go wrong, especially if you're using clear resin. Any one of those choices is going to improve your repair quality just by using a tinted resin, because they're all going to help reduce fiber optic effect. But if you want to take your repairs from good to great, gray resin, in our opinion, is best for repairs that have a lot of legs, like a star break. Amber resin is best for repairs that have a lot of like opening areas where you kind of get that greenish cast, because the amber helps to like cancel that out. So those are the two types out there. So for a lot of technicians, they use amber for bullseyes and combos, and they use gray for star breaks. But if all you use is amber, you're going to be fine. If all you use is gray, you're going to be fine. Either way, you're going to be fine. So it's a great question. Thanks for asking that. And we appreciate you guys chiming in here. Okay, this is a really key one. We've talked about safety. We've talked about clarity. We've talked about longevity. This is a big one because we're all trying to distinguish ourselves. We all struggle with like situations where somebody's competing on price in our local market, price only. And it's like, how do I distinguish myself from my competitors? How do I justify not being the cheapest in town? So let's talk about profitability. What's the connection between the resin you choose and profitability?
Right. I think I kind of touched on this briefly, but again, just having the best repairs compared to other people that are competing with you that cover everything that we've talked about so far. If it lasts longer, looks better, is safer, and overall is just better, you are going to win that competition no matter what.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, it's like we say in one of our videos, knowledge is power, right? When you understand the products you use and how they're better, and you can back it up with science, you can back it up with lab testing, you can back it up with marketing pieces, and you can go into a job and say, look, yeah, I'm $10 more per repair than someone else, but here's why. I use the industry's best tools, and I use a resin that's about 34% stronger than the other resins on the market, which means you're going to have less crackouts and happier customers. And so you can distinguish yourself by making a compelling argument as to why you're using something different. I want to give a quick shout out to Yancey. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Yeah. Another great question here we had here is about the shelf life. What would happen after 12 months? Yeah, there's approximately 12 months shelf life on resin, but in a lot of cases, 12 to 18 months, even 2 years in some cases. We just recommend 12 months. A lot of it depends on how it's stored. If your resin is stored in a pretty temperate environment, it might last a lot longer. But what could happen over time is that maybe if you notice your resin isn't curing properly, that could be that the resin is starting to get expired. After that 12 to 2 year period, that could start to happen. So profitability is, your resin is linked to how much you can charge, because it affects the repair quality, and it affects the sales argument as to why you're better. We all have a reason why our business or service is better than our competitors or different than our competitors. And being able to explain that succinctly and back it up is a lot of times the difference between winning accounts and losing accounts, or between being able to charge a higher price or having to compete only on price, which none of us want to have to compete only on price, because that's, we lose our value so it's the little things that matter, and being able to distinguish the quality of the resin that you use and how that impacts them and their families can make a big difference. So if you get a phone call and somebody says, hey, I'm looking for a windshield repair, how much do you charge? And you're like, $85. And they're like, the guy down the street is only charging 60. Why are you more expensive? What are you going to say? Right? And that's where that argument, as far as, well, one example is, I'm sure you care about the quality of work that's done, especially knowing that the windshield is a primary safety component of your vehicle. Wouldn't it matter to you that you would know that the supplies being used to repair your windshield are 34% stronger than most of the other resins on the market? Wouldn't that matter to you? And so that then you can overcome price. Suddenly, a $15 difference in price becomes something somewhat meaningless, right, to that person, because they understand now, they have the knowledge to make a decision to go with a better service or a better product. All right, guys, I think that pretty much covers all of the stuff we wanted to go over today. But before you tune away from this video, a couple of things really quick. One, we have a brand new product coming on the resin side in the next few days, so stay tuned. This is new technology for windshield repair resin, and it is coming really, really soon as part of Resin Awareness Month. So please stay tuned to that. All of the things that we talked about today will be encompassed in that new product, but there's some other things coming too. So we're really excited to talk to you about that really soon. And then also, I want to remind everybody, $10 off any bottle of resin through the end of August. So take advantage of that, stock up. The only thing that's not included in that is the pit polish, but pit filler is included in that. GlasWeld's included in that. So all of the supplies that you need are included in that. I gotta say hey to my buddy Bradley. Bradley, looking forward to seeing you in Virginia. I think Raul's on here too. Raul is also going to compete, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn there, but we're excited to have you guys, see you guys compete at the Autoglass Olympics. Really excited to hang out with everybody again. Feels like it's been too long. Thank you so much for tuning into this video and following all of our social media stuff. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming this month, next month, the month after. We are in full go mode now, after being silent for 3 to 6 months while we were working on stuff behind the scenes. So a lot of exciting stuff coming really, really soon. Stay tuned for that. Thank you to Vanessa for chiming in and sharing your thoughts on stuff and your customer experience. Guys, if you're on the West Coast, you're going to get to talk to Vanessa here occasionally. If you call in, she might pick up the phone or help you with an order. Any other questions that you have, drop them below and we will be sure to respond to everybody. And to all of our friends out there in the auto glass world and the detailing world and everybody working on cars out there hustling to make money for their families, we appreciate you. We're proud of you. And thank you so much for all of your hard work that you do. And hope everybody has a great week. All right. Talk to you later.